In this video, I'm going to do another sort of big picture overview of the method. And what this really is it's a razor, all right? So like, you know, Occam's razor, it's like that philosophical point where the simplest solution is usually the best or always the best. I didn't know why that was called a razor, by the way, and I asked ChatGPT, why is it called Occam's razor? Well, it's called a razor because it's meant to cut away anything extraneous. This is exactly what that is. This is the language learning razor. And keep in mind that this is only, this deals with speaking a language, conversing back and forth, not just listening, not just speaking, but the back and forth of conversation. So yes, there is reading. Yes, there's literature. Yes, there's other things. But when it comes to the sport of conversation, the back and forth game like tennis or jujitsu, the martial art of conversation and language learning, this is the razor that tells you exactly what you have to do and only what you have to. Anything else is extraneous, okay? So with no further ado, here's what we have. You'll see on my screen that we've got 2 floors to this house, no? On the first floor, when you walk in the door, you're in structure, okay? Structure is the raw material. It's verbs, vocabulary, and useful expressions. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. That's what happens on the first floor. Now, if you take the stairs up to the second floor, you find questions and answers, okay? It's only 5 things. There's only 5 rooms in this house. And if you're anywhere outside of these 5 rooms, in other words, there's not a room on there that says apps, okay? These are the essential 5 elements of language learning, and anything else is extraneous, okay? First, I want to point out that structure supports conversation. Structure and conversation are like yin and yang, like actually like yin and yang. Structure is yang, which is structure. Structure holds things together, while yin gets to do its thing, all right? So first of all, think of all the ways in the world that yang supports yin, or that structure contains something. Look, this is yang, this is structure. The cup is a structure that contains coffee. Coffee is a variable because it could be tea, it could be water, it could be milk, it could be juice. You see what I'm saying? The structure of a house supports all of the goings-on within the house, okay? In the exact same way, the structure of a language is a fixed thing that supports all of the infinite variations that go on within the structure, okay? That which goes on within the structure of a language is conversation. Conversation's infinite. The structure is not infinite, right? It's the same glass every day, but it's never the same. It's like they say in like the Taoism, the person never crosses the same river twice, all right? Same riverbed, always a different river, okay? That's structure in conversation. So jumping into structure, verbs are the first part of structure. So in the same way that structure contains conversation, verbs contain vocabulary. So imagine you have a verb on this glass that says I am. Imagine all of the little pieces of paper you could put into a cup that would complete the sentence, right? So the verb I am contains I am Tony. I'm a language teacher. I'm a linguist. I'm from Chicago. I'm this. I'm that. Put the same verb in the second person form of a question. Are you XYZ? Are you XYZ? Are you XYZ? You have instant conversation in a cup. Put that cup on the shelf. Give me another cup structure. Give me I have. Give me I like, want, need, have to, be able to, try to. Put it in first person, second person, any person you want. Put it in we. And you have instant conversation, okay? There's nothing that you can possibly say, nothing you can say that is outside of verbs and vocabulary. The only thing outside of verbs and vocabulary is something like hello, good morning, like something that doesn't have a verb. And that's what goes into the useful expressions category, right? So those 3 parts cover everything you could ever possibly do. Now, if you want to have a structural practice session in a language, choose a verb, choose vocab, make a conversation out of the verb and the vocab, express true, say true things, practice writing. Give me the verb, any verb at all. What do you see? Oh, I see. Write down everything you see. What do you see? Do you see this? Do you see that? Mix and match verb and vocabulary. That's structure. Every once in a while, you're going to go, oh, cool, nice. Got it, you know, like certain things and useful expressions. You could go forever on this, okay? And you would be on floor 1. Take the elevator up to floor 2 into actual conversation. Yes, I could tell you all of the things I see, but in real life conversation, like, do I just sit there and say, I see this, I see that, I see this, I see that? Probably not. We probably want something a little more interesting, like socially, yeah? That's when we get into questions and answers, okay? So what question, any question is a question, you know? Like, what are the best questions? I have a list of my 20 must-know questions, okay? 20 must-know questions are, how are you? Where are you? What are you doing? What did you do today? And what are you going to do tomorrow? Those are the first 5 questions. Why are those good first 5 questions? Well, because those are what I call golden questions. Golden questions are questions that have a different answer every time, kind of like the river, all right? So to give you an example of what is not a golden question, I say, what's your name? If I ask you today, if I ask you tomorrow, it's the same question. But if I ask you, what are you doing right now? That can change minute to minute, okay? So those first 5 golden questions are the first of the 20 must-know questions. And I find that if you can answer these 20 must-know questions, you are well on your way to being conversational in a language. And if you think about it, if you just did 1 question a day, 20 days later, imagine someone walks in the door and sees me just going back and forth, asking and answering 20 questions in Turkish. You'd say, dang, that's pretty, like, how many years have you been studying Turkish? I know that I've been doing Spanish for 20 years and I can't even have a conversation. So you must have been like, no, this is my 20th day. How? Well, because I'm using the razor. I'm not doing other stuff. I'm not doing weird stuff. I'm just asking and answering questions. And how am I doing that? By using the structure of verbs, vocabulary, and useful expressions.